Hey there, this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, a big special welcome to you. Please make sure that you hit subscribe so that you're always connected to the family. All right, my friends, this is Pick a Card. The question, how will your in-laws treat you? Ooh, let's find out. All right, so I have 3 decks set out here today. I have Chakra Wisdom with my Snowflake Obsidian. I have the Light Seers Tarot with Malachite. And I have the Crow Tarot with Leopard Jasper. Leopard, like the animal. Leopard Jasper, not leper. Oh, I just want to make sure that you could hear that on there. All right, my friends. So let's see what's going on. What I'm going to do, I am going to live shuffle. I will set out 3 piles, for which then I will then invite you to select your pile. I will put in timestamps so that way you can jump ahead to your pile easily. All right, with that being said, let's get started. All righty, here we are. We have pile number 1 with our Snowflake Obsidian. We have pile number 2 with our Malachite. And we have pile number 3 with our Leopard Jasper. All right, now what I'm going to ask you to do is to calm your mind. Think of the question, how will your in-laws treat you? See where your attention is drawn. If you need some extra time, please feel free to pause the video and select your pile. Let's get started. Pile number 1. All right, pile 1, how will your in-laws treat you? Okay, whoops, sorry. Let's see what we've got. How will your in-laws treat you? Okay, we've got a couple things here I'm saying. All right, well, this card here is my energy card. This serves as the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on, and it will affect the rest of our spread. So what have we got? We've got the 4 of Cups. Now, Cups is the suit of love and emotion, relationships, feelings, that kind of a thing. Obviously, you're going to be having a relationship with your in-laws. So this card is appropriate. I want to point out before we get to the other ones, we have Cups, we have the Princess of Cups, we've got the 10 of Cups, we've got a lot of cups going on here, right? All right, so our 4 of Cups, this is the primary energy. And this talks about somebody who, or something that you're just not seeing. I think what this is saying here, your in-laws, you might feel kind of like you are having a hard time pleasing them. This is potentially just a feeling, on your part. Maybe it doesn't have a basis in reality. And then again, maybe it does. But I have a feeling that at least you're going to be feeling as though you're unable to please them. This is a card that talks about not seeing what's right in front of you. So potentially, you're like I said, you're trying to please them. Maybe you're feeling that your spouse is the one who gets all the attention and the concern, and you're just kind of on the back burner. That kind of a thing could also be included with this card. So let's see what else we've got and try to make some sense out of it. Now we've got our Princess of Cups here. That is our page. Again, Cups, love and emotion. Your in-laws don't like change very much. They kind of like that calm knowing of what's coming and what's going to happen. Think about it. When you're already calm and comfortable in your own little world, your own little unit, and then you bring somebody else into the picture, that kind of rocks things a little bit, not necessarily in a bad way, but it does change the dynamic and takes a little bit of getting used to. So I think, they're probably not as, in fact, wait a minute, that's probably why they're not necessarily including you in everything or providing you with that approval readily, not to say they don't approve, but they're just not expressing it, the page tells me that they do not like change very much. They're kind of like a laid back kind of like, let's leave it the way it is. I don't want to go to the trouble to include somebody else, right? However, don't despair. We've got our 10 of Cups next. I think that your in-laws very much want a loving relationship for their son or daughter. They are not opposed to being, inviting you into the family. They're just, I think, it's different for them. They don't like change, so it causes a little bit of a difference, that in their world. But yet at the same time, this is going to clarify all of this. You are walking around feeling like you're not getting the recognition, you're not feeling included, or maybe you just can't live up to what they want. But I think that reason you feel that is because you don't know what they want, maybe their opposite or resistance to change and allowing somebody else to comfortably, join the family. Maybe you're picking up on that. And that's why it feels like I can't please them. I can't, it could be all those things. And think about it, that might not even really be anything with you per se, like you as a person. It would be about whoever the new person is, which is you, right? So that doesn't mean, though, that won't go away. I do see that, the goal is they want their child to be happy, obviously. Look at this couple in there. And it's yellow, the sun, the optimism, the hope. So I think that they do feel that, you are the right person. I just think at first they might be a little bit resistant to showing you that, to letting you into the fold. You understand? But they want this for their child. They think that you're a good match. And then here you go. Here's the Hermit. This is when they're going to back off. They will back off. Taking a step back is exactly what you need, especially when you are emotionally feeling like, geez, I can't do anything to please them, or wow, they don't even acknowledge me, or ooh, they're not including me in this or that. They don't like change, that's why. But that will, even though they don't like change, it will change even further, because that way they have that loving relationship for their son or daughter, and they realize in order to allow this relationship to grow and flourish and get to the 10 of Cups where they envision their child's relationship, that they need to back off. So the Hermit is here to tell us that they will back off and they will come to this realization. Again, I don't think this is about you as a person, but I think it's anybody. Like, they're just not wanting to invite people in. They don't like change. They do not like change. But I think once they see you two together, you and your spouse, and how happy you are, how happy you make your spouse, their child, that's what they always wanted. So therefore it does click. All right. So let's take a look at the outcome card. This is the cut card. So this is the middle of the deck, and we're going to see what the energy of the outcome is. Ready? Go. 5 of Cups. All right. We got another Cups. Can you believe it? This is a lot of love going on here. The 5 of Cups talks about crying over spilled milk, kind of like look at her in the imagery of this card. She's there, she's upset, like, why, where are all these cups that I want? These are spilled. Why do I have spilled cups? Oh no. Well, turn around, lady, because you got 2 more right there, right? So it's about crying over what you don't have instead of focusing on what you do. I think this is advice for you from the tarot. I think this is to resolve itself, you know, that feeling of inclusion and all that. It's just going to be a matter of time. I mean, that doesn't mean you should allow people to be rude to you or hurtful to you. Of course not. But I do think with some time, the real portion comes out where the Ten of Cups moment, that feeling, that love for their child, for you, for the family, and they realize they need to back off a little bit. I think it might take a little longer to get to that point. Again, we have to wait. We have time. We need patience to let this resolve. And I think while that's going on, you might be sitting there thinking, oh, I just don't have it. It's terrible. I don't know what's going on. Instead of looking at the positive things, the way it is changing. Sometimes changes are small. Sometimes they are big. Sometimes they're very dramatic. Sometimes they're very subtle. This is saying watch for the positive things and focus on that, because this will resolve itself and we're going to be sitting in our Ten of Cups energy. Ooh, yes, pile one. Ooh, well, let me know what you think about this reading. I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment. And, of course, hit subscribe on your way out. I would love to have you in the family, and it would really help me out. So thank you in advance. All righty, my friend. Thank you for letting me read for you. Pile number 2. All right, pile 2. How will your in-laws treat you? How are they going to treat you? Let's find out what we've got here. All right, this card here serves as my energy card. This is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on surrounding your question. So let's take a look. We've got our Page of Swords. Pages are all about new information, things that are starting anew. This talks about somebody who's very curious. You know, they really want to learn more. They're looking for new ways of how to communicate and how to make somebody feel like they're fitting in. The Page of Swords energy is talking about an adaptable kind of energy, a fast learning kind of energy. So far, I mean, we got to see what these are, of course, but so far what I'm getting is I think that your in-laws are going to be eager to get to know you and to see how you fit into the family and to learn about like what makes you tick, you know, what things you like and what you don't like, you know, things like that. I think that they are definitely going to try to be adaptable to make you feel comfortable. Definitely. All right. So what have we got next? We have our Knight of Pentacles. Now, knights are usually moving pretty quickly. There's usually a guy on a horse and their hair is flown in the wind and you can tell they're just cruising. But pentacles, court cards, are typically moving a lot slower. Now, this doesn't mean it's because they're pokey or they don't want, you know, to move. It's because they want to be smart about their moves. They don't want anything to happen that they're not expecting. They want to be thinking about things as they take each step, as opposed to rushing in and not thinking about things. I think that so far what we've got, and we're going to keep going, but I think what this is saying is your in-laws are, while they're very open and eager to learn about you and have you in the family, that has a purpose. They want to know more about you so that they can see how it is going to play out in a marriage, in a relationship. They are always wanting to be understanding kind of what you're thinking, where your head's at, what makes you tick, you know, and things like that, because they want to be able to support this relationship and moving forward. Which is great. So we've got somebody who's really digging you and somebody who is very supportive, helping the relationship move forward in their capacity as in-laws. Okay, next we have the Judgment card. This talks about, well, it talks about kind of like a rebirth, like feeling like, look at her, she's got somebody, her soul or whatever that is, just bursting out of her. I think what this is saying is they really feel that you are like a breath of fresh air. I think they really think that you are a good match. Potentially, your person might have been with somebody previously that was not a good match. And now they're just feeling relieved. They think that you are a good partner, a good partner. Okay. So now here we have our Four of Cups. Cups is the suit of love and emotion. So there is where we are with our relationships. Cup suit. This is the Four. So this talks about kind of feeling like I don't want to look at what's right in front of me. I'm only looking at, excuse me, I'm looking at these cups, but I'm not even noticing that somebody's handing me a cup right here. So what this card symbolizes is the refusal to see what's right in front of you. I think what this is saying is your in-laws are going to have a hard time finding anything that's wrong with you. I think your in-laws are really going to like you. I think there was a past relationship that your parents or your spouse's parents weren't exactly thrilled with. They want to take it slow and be supportive so that they can help their son or daughter, have a positive relationship with you. But the past, they don't want their son or daughter to get hurt. I don't think they see anything wrong with you. They're thinking you're great. They are open to getting to know you, to learning how you tick, and they will be supportive to help you kind of move forward through your relationship in the capacity that they can as in-laws. That's awesome. All right, so let's see what our cut card is. This is the middle of the deck, and this is the energy of the outcome. Ready? Boom. Ooh, all right. Four of Pentacles. All right. Well, the Pentacles is the suit of everyday life. So this is our physical world. This is money, home, all those kinds of things. I think as much as they like you and as much as they want to help support your relationship, I think they are super protective of their son or daughter. It almost kind of runs contradictory to, I think you're great and I can't wait to be supportive of your relationship, but at the same time, I'm super protective and wanting to keep my son or daughter, your spouse, close. Because I don't want them to get hurt again like they did in their last relationship. So it might be kind of like a fine balance. I do think they genuinely like you and care about you, but I definitely think that they have been kind of burnt before because their child has been burnt, your spouse. So therefore, they are going to be very protective and try to keep your spouse close. But I definitely think that they want you to be into the fold or in the family. They want to bring you in there. And I don't think they see that you're doing anything wrong. In fact, maybe they're even looking to see like, okay, this didn't go well before, so let's check this one out and make sure that they're not doing this. I think that they don't see anything wrong with you. Again, not personal, but I do think they want to keep their son or daughter close because they don't want him or her to be hurt again. But as far as you as a person, I think they are really liking you. Don't see anything wrong with you, and then they want to be supportive, but they want you guys to take it slow. Obviously, if this is your in-laws, you're clearly married, so taking it slow for marriage, that doesn't even make sense. But they want you to be very thoughtful about your relationship, possibly before having children, buying a house, or whatever that looks like for you. They want you to be very deliberate and thoughtful about your steps forward. Well, and that's good advice. I think that's good for all parents to want for their children. So I think that's really good. Ooh, pile 2. All right. Well, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear your input. So drop a comment. And of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to go ahead and hit subscribe on your way out. And thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3. How will your in-laws treat you? Okay, let's find out what is going on. All right, this card here is serves as my energy card. It is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on, and it will affect each of our other cards. So let us see what we've got. we have our Five of Wands. All right. Well, Five of Wands talks about the beginning of things. This talks a little bit about like inexperience, that kind of a thing. We have to see what these are, of course. But it seems to me that potentially your spouse potentially did not bring a lot of people around. Maybe this indicates that your in-laws do not interact well at first, not because they're not trying, but because they are inexperienced. So, I'm not sure how that really relates to whether that your spouse had, past relationships or not, but that's kind of what came to mind because of the fact that they are not sure how to interact. So maybe they didn't have a chance to interact with a lot of people. Maybe your spouse was super young at the time and the interactions don't really count, because they were young and it was immature and all that stuff. But a serious relationship like yours, you are married. So clearly this is a serious relationship. And I think your in-laws feel a little bit inexperienced. They feel like they're not quite sure how to interact. They want to make sure that they're doing it the right way. That makes sense? Okay. Next, we have our death card. Never worry, nobody's dying. It's not the death card. It's actually kind of a positive thing. This talks about starting anew, like the death of one chapter and the beginning of another chapter. I think that your in-laws are seeing you as a real source of inspiration for their son or daughter, your spouse. I think they see you as somebody that will help him or her get over something or move past something or learn something. I mean, it doesn't have to be relationship based. It could be, maybe your spouse has had a hard time keeping a job. Maybe your spouse has a hard time in some other area of life, So I think they see you as somebody that can really help your spouse to get over certain things, to move on, to really grow. Remember, this is an experience here. We gotta grow from being inexperienced to being experienced, right? 2 cards indicating growth. Definitely. All right. So next we've got our Seven of Cups. I think that your in-laws are really feeling that you make good decisions, that you have your head on. You have a good head on your shoulders. I think that your in-laws are probably feeling like you are going to be the responsible one and the one making the good choices and the big choices. Potentially, maybe you're the money maker too. I don't see that for sure, but that could play in as well. But definitely, you have a handle on your emotions. You're not going to make emotional decisions, and I get the feeling they don't so much think that about their child, your spouse. I think that they think you are a big savior for your spouse because perhaps you make better choices and you are able to pull back emotion and make the right choice. Whereas I have a feeling that your spouse, at least in the past, or at least in his or her parents' eyes, did not know how to make good choices or got confused or emotional or, whatever to make not so great decisions. All right. So next, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is all about things coming around and going around. The wheel is always spinning. And, what goes up must come down. It's a cycle. It's a repeat. It's a new opportunity every time it spins, right? So I have a feeling that your in-laws kind of think you have your work cut out for you because I think your spouse is really needing a lot of guidance, that a lot of it's going to fall on you. I think they are going to be treating you like you are the responsible one. You are the one who makes things happen. And obviously, I think they love their child. It's not that they don't, but I think they feel like their child had made questionable choices in the past or was perhaps too emotional sometimes. But with this death card being here, I really think that they are just hopeful that you're going to be able to kind of inspire their son or daughter to rise above some of these times where perhaps they made bad choices, or to help them through choices in the future and that kind of a thing. Ooh, that's good. All right, so let us see what is going on with the outcome. This is the cut card. So this is the middle of the deck, and this is the energy of the outcome. We ready? Go. Boom. Ooh, all right. So the outcome energy is High Priestess energy. All right, so this is talking about not taking sides and things like that. I think it might be a little hard for you. What do I mean by that? I think your in-laws are going to be treating you, in your spouse's eyes, treating you like you are superior to him or her. Then this person might be like, why do my parents like you better than me? Why did my parents want you to do all this or make these decisions or do this or do that? It's not necessarily about you. it's because they don't really trust him or her, your spouse. I'm not saying that you're not awesome and that you can't do these things, or they don't see some value in the things you do. I didn't mean it like that, but what this is saying to your spouse is, what the hell is wrong with me, kind of thing, right? So you might have to kind of balance that and with your spouse or with the parents or with both. Because I think it's going to be a little, over time, it's going to be noticed by your spouse, and it might even be hurtful. Again, feeling like your parents like your spouse more than you. I think that might be where you're sitting, because your spouse is feeling like his or her parents, your in-laws, side with you. They come to you. They rely on you. They go to you when they have something to talk about. So keep that in mind. We always have to be sensitive to other people, of course, in so much as in what we can do to help that. I mean, obviously, your spouse's relationship with his or her parents is something that you have no control over, and it's not your business even, it's theirs. However, I do think because they like you so much and they are super thinking, you're going to help their son to be a little bit, I don't know, more mature, make better decisions, to get back on track or whatever, that they are going to seem, in your spouse's eyes, they seem to favor you over their son or daughter. Now, remember, our energy card to start was that being inexperienced. This could be because, again, like I said in the beginning, that maybe there weren't a lot of, dates or girlfriends, boyfriends coming home. Maybe they're not quite sure how to approach things because, sorry, excuse me. They're not sure how to approach things because in the past, their son or daughter, has made questionable decisions. So they're thinking like, oh no, has he or she done this again? And then they get to know you. They are seeing what decisions you make and how great you are. And I think no matter what they're feeling in the beginning, they definitely see you as the dominant one in the relationship, the mature one, the smart one, that kind of a thing. And it might hurt your spouse's feelings at some point. So you might want to be aware of that. Ooh, what do you think, pile 3? Ooh, drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking. I'd love some feedback. And of course, if you have not already, please make sure you hit subscribe. It really helps me out, and I would love it for you to be in the family. So please do that for me on your way out, and thank you so much for letting me read for you.